Hi everyone, I'm Anna, software engineer on Google Play, and I'm happy to be here today and show you what features we've been working on recently and how they can help you improve your developer experience.
Hello everyone, I'm Ömer. I'm also a software engineer in Google Play.
Hi everyone, I'm Xiang, software engineer on Google Play. I'll be covering the new device catalog in the Google Play Developer Console today.
Hi everyone, John Barr, also software engineer on Google Play, and I'll be talking about a device exclusion case study.
The first thing we will be addressing today are app releases. We have completely changed the way we help you guys manage your release process, and we have replaced the APK page with a new release page that's going to help you get a clearer overview of your APKs and have a clearer understanding of how the development process and your release process works in general. The first thing we want to mention is the fact that we have introduced the concept of a release, the concepts of artifacts, and also the term rollout, which are going to help you a lot in getting an overview of your APKs. Previously, this was a very difficult process because you could have several packages and you had to manage and understand them in a not so intuitive way. Especially if you're using multi-APK and you have a whole bunch of packages, you want to have a clear understanding of what's going on. By using the concept of release, we are enabling you guys to do this by getting a clearer overview of your packages, being able to see what was carried over from a previous release or what APKs you have newly introduced, and we are also helping you separate the release process from the rollout process. This can be a concern, and this has been an issue in the past, because when you were about to release something new, you had to do everything in one piece and get it right. Now, you can prepare your release, save it as a draft, go for lunch potentially, and return later and continue. In order to do this, you have more control over your work, and you can be more certain when you make changes. One of the primary goals of our new workflow is to enable you to release with confidence. We have received a lot of feedback from developers saying that they're uncertain how their changes may affect the environment and whether they could have a negative impact on already existing users. We have heard their feedback loud and clear, and as a result of that, we have changed the way we handle our error messages. We are adding a whole bunch of confirmation options in order to make sure in different points of the workflow that the changes you want to make are actually the thing you desire and help you understand how this is affecting your users so that you don't push things you do not desire. For example, we have introduced a new page which allows you to overview your release, to see whether there are any issues, and we are highlighting them or warning you or even blocking you from doing a release which may have a negative impact on your users. We have changed the logic in terms of the error process. We have relaxed some of the previously very strict rules, but we have also given you more information in order for you to be sure that you're doing the right thing. For example, if your new update is going to drop support for certain devices, you should know how many users you would lose as a result. And you should also know whether your new changes could impact your app's update rate. These are all important features for you guys, and you should be fully aware of it, which is something that the new release page provides. Another thing we introduced is stage rollout. We have brought it in the center of the Play console, both through the UI and through the concept itself. Previously, it was fairly difficult if you wanted to release something to your users because you would have to be very certain that you're doing the right thing. Now you can push a new update to 1% of your users, 5% of your users, and then move on to 100%. That way, you can make sure that the changes you're making have the desired impact, and if you see something going wrong, you can roll back right away. We are happy to see that developers started using the new features, and we have had a 50% increase in the number of developers that actually use these new features. This way, we are making sure that people are using the best practices, and we are happy to see that this is taking place. An important note on stage rollouts here is the fact that we can enable you to see rollout history, which gives you a clear overview of what you've done in the past and what you've changed from one rollout to another. And moreover, you can also download previously uploaded APKs so that you can compare them in order to track bugs and see what has changed in your environment. Last but not least, we have kept the Google tradition of launching and iterating, and after collecting feedback from you guys, we understood that you may want a few other features in terms of the release notes process. We are helping you now and enabling you to copy release notes from a previous release to your current release in order to save time, and we have also added the option of having release notes across multiple languages, which is also simplifying the process. You can just edit your notes offline, copy-paste in one block, and you get a huge time saver so that you can work on developing your app even further. Moving forward, we are ready for a world where we have persistent apps and instant apps going beyond just the concept of an APK. We have added the artifact library that now supports instant apps, and you have a single place to oversee these executables. In terms of UI, this is not any different from the way you handled persistent apps in the Play developer console, so if you have uploaded an APK in the past, you will be sure to find that there are no differences, and this is easy to use. Now, let's see what developers think about these new features. We have gathered quite a bit of feedback, and we're happy to see that everyone is pleased with the new changes. For example, Freeletics, a developer of health and fitness apps, has said that the new features we have added are helping them manage releases in a way that gives them a clearer overview and thus more safety in the release process. Deliveroo is also super pleased with the way we have handled releases and the new features we provide, because they now have a new and exciting level of control.
Thank you, Anna. As Android developers, your signing key ensures the security and integrity of your app. Therefore, it's really important. However, one of the most common problems that we had reported to our operations team is that there are lost or compromised keys, for which most of the time we didn't have a solution. Therefore, we are really excited to announce this new Google Play app signing feature. With Google Play app signing, if you join this program, you let Google manage your key and sign your app on behalf of yourself just before delivering to the users. It's really easy to get enrolled to this program. Just upload your existing key, create a new one, and you are done. For existing apps, we offer a flow that allows you to securely hand over your existing key, and after that, you don't have to worry about balancing security and convenience of access to your signing key. You can even delete it. Apps uploaded to the Play console will still be signed, but with a different key that's called the upload key. This acts as a second-factor authentication, and it can be replaced if needed. Therefore, our operations team will be able to help you if you lose your signing key. For new apps, it's even simpler to join this program. We can simply generate the key for you. You don't really need to do anything, apart from preparing your release as usual, and signing and uploading your APK. Once that's done, the key you used when signing your app will become your upload key, and we are going to generate the deployment key on your behalf before delivering your APK to the users. We have had several partners that use Google Play app signing so far, and they love it. Here, the Robinhood app speaks about the extra layer of safety that we have added, while eliminating the need to worry about having lost or stolen keys at the same time. Isn't it great to have one less thing to worry about the security of your app? Now, once Google Play starts signing your app, we can also start optimizing it on your behalf. The first experiment that we have started with a few partners is resource stripping optimizations. What happens in this case is that you can give us a FAT, or like universal APK, and we will automatically create the optimized APKs for different devices by removing the redundant resources for native libraries and screen entities. This way, the APK sent to the users is smaller, saving them data and disk on space. And you don't have to implement multi-APK. We are seeing over 20% APK size savings with our partners. To explain this concept further, let's look at an example. Let's say I have a phone with a 32-bit ARM architecture, and a high-density screen. In this case, the boxes I need here are in blue, and I don't need the content in the green boxes because they are for other devices. If I had a tablet with an x86 architecture and extra high density, then I would need a different group of boxes here. Using multi-APK, you can manually create device-specific APKs that target only one density and one native architecture, but it's a lot of effort. In fact, we recommend you not to do this. On Google Play, right now, only less than 1% of the apps actually implement multi-APK. With Google Play apps, with Google Play app signing, we will be able to automatically generate these APKs for you. This way, we will deliver only the needed resources to the devices and save users' data and disk space. We are just getting started to explore this area, and there's a lot more to do. But with our early partners, we estimate that there will be at least 15% savings on average from your APKs. However, we have seen much better results with some of our partners. For example, Deliveroo could reduce the APK size to 33%, and even better, 7-minute workout reduced their APK size 48%. With this, I will hand over to my friend Xiang, who will talk about the new device catalog feature.
Thanks, Ömer. So the Android ecosystem has grown significantly because it supports devices with different capabilities at varying price points. However, it is quite important for developers to ensure that users do not get a poor experience when installing a cool game on a device that doesn't support it. So the user gets very annoyed because they install something that doesn't work. And you will get annoyed because the user will write bad reviews thinking that there's a bug in the game. So now we really want to help you make sure that your app provides great experience to your users. A key to that is to ensure that you can understand the device space and target the right devices. This is really important for game developers in general because they often design games according to a reference device spec. So now we have launched this new and shiny device catalog in the Google Play Developer Console. From there, you can see the spec of thousands of devices that have been certified by Google for Google Mobile Services suite of apps. We also provide this in list view, which can be very useful when you want to run through a list of devices. Just take a moment and compare the before and after here. It's pretty awesome, right? So in the device catalog, we provide a rich device spec, including RAM, system on chip, GPU, screen size and densities, and supporting Android OS versions. You can search devices by these characters. Search, for example, this screen shows that you're searching all devices with SDK level 24 and a specific GPU. One of the best features here is whenever you search devices or filter devices, we will also show your app's installs, ratings, and revenue covered by the set of resulting devices, giving you more insights into the user base. It will help you make better decisions when prioritizing bug fixes, making device inclusion decisions. So when we gave this new device catalog to Pixelberry Studios, which is one of our testing partners, they said it immediately added value to their business. They were planning to exclude the device, but they discovered that it had good installs, a 4.6 rating, and significant revenue. So they avoided making such a mistake and kept targeting that device. They say that new catalog is a game changer for their studio. Another really cool feature of the new catalog are the device groups. It's quite common that we can have multiple devices under the same brand name, but different system-on-chip configurations. So for example, we may have several Samsung Galaxy S7s. So I've heard multiple times from developers that how difficult it is to understand what's going on here, and especially when they debug performance issues. So in our device catalog, we group all the devices for you, while allowing you to drill down to each device SKU individually. If you want to manually exclude a device, you can exclude a specific SKU or all SKUs in that group. Now, another one big addition we're introducing is the device exclusion rules. This is the ability to exclude devices based on their performance indicators. For example, if you are developing a rich graphics game, you may struggle to make it perform well on devices with less than 512 megabytes or 1 gigabyte of RAM. And you want to create an exclusion rule, or if you discover a specific bug, you could also set rules to exclude all devices with a specific system on chip. This functionality will allow you to stop deployment to just the problematic devices while you're working on a fix, and then later deploy the fix when it's ready. When you create a device exclusion rule, we show you what devices are going to be excluded, and we also show you how many installs, ratings, and revenues are covered by these devices, which could be pretty helpful in making this kind of decision. To save you more time, we also let you copy a list of excluded devices from another one of your apps. We have already heard this from testing partners that they love it. We know that you want to exclude as few devices as possible because, after all, Android is so great because it has a vast reach, and users everywhere around the world are using the great and diverse device set. However, we do acknowledge that sometimes you need to exclude devices temporarily or even permanently, and we want to make sure that you have the right tool set supporting such decisions, including validations that will make sure you don't shoot yourself in the foot by over-excluding. As you can see, EA is using these new tools to launch more confidently and ensure players get better experience across supported devices. And Space Ape Games share similar feedback. They have found a great way of incorporating this new device catalog to reduce costs and improve KPIs. Now, I'm going to hand it over to my colleague John to talk about a case study over device exclusion rules. John.
Thank you, Xiang. So let's go into a case study about device exclusion. So Big Fish, one of our early testing partners for the device catalog, has been terrific in sharing with us a ton of pointed feedback. We collated their experience into a case study to share with you. Taking a step back, we as Google Play were concerned that by building device exclusion, that this feature would result in developers supporting fewer devices. Big Fish, however, illustrates that this results in the opposite, the ability to support more devices. As we talk with them in our first days of interacting about the device catalog, two recurring themes popped up: precision and quality. Let's begin with precision. Big Fish's mantra is to publish games to the widest audience possible and use restrictions as a last resort. This quote from Big Fish is one of my favorites. We can now take a scalpel into the operating room instead of a hatchet. As I'm sure many of you can relate, developers have been leveraging several third-party sources of information around Android devices and their specs for years. Big Fish team really loves the consolidated Android device models and groupings, where they also see accurate installs, revenues, and ratings numbers for each device. This allows them to make more informed decisions. One specific example given was, in the past, they were running a list of low-end device exclusion rules for a particular business unit. They were forced to search and check against this running list for every new title. Given Big Fish is a prolific content maker, this was a huge pain for them. They can now set a one-time RAN-based exclusion rule to cover the low-end devices. No more running internal lists or manual labor for them. This newfound precision will lead to some serious improvements in efficiencies. We asked Big Fish how this would affect the number of devices they support. They give us a real-world example. In one tricky device issue, they were forced to use a very crude approach. This led to a 12% exclusion of devices due to unclear and incomplete information. Big Fish estimates that they can bring that down to only 2%. This means they can include potentially 10% more devices by using the catalog. This is a big win for both developers and users. Moving on to quality. Since content quality is near and dear to our hearts here at Google Play, we know giving developers a significant and centralized device catalog resource would surely lead to improved quality. In particular, the catalog can empower you, the developer, to create a consistent and elevated user experience for Google Play users across a broad array of devices. The diversity of Android devices enables your games to reach audiences that no other gaming platform can do. We know this presents some unique challenges related to that diversity. Big Fish said it best. We're able to be more proactive in our device support for new launches and more quickly able to respond to real-world problems. The Big Fish team gave us pointed feedback for how the device catalog is enabling them to react to and solve device-specific issues in record time. It's given them more confidence in early game testing rollout process, knowing that they can iterate quickly regarding device support as well. For example, Cooking Craze was an open beta. They decided to launch with known performance issues in the wild so that they could also see unforeseen issues. With launching earlier and review feedback not counting towards overall ratings, they could exclude problematic devices and disable support for these devices in the meantime. It allows them to iterate regarding device support more quickly. This way, their game is insulated from the impact of negative reviews that would have, in turn, affected their discovery algorithms. What an amazing way to set them up for the best possible global launch right from the start. We understand that you only get one chance at launch. And while developers are increasingly focused on creating great game experiences, that launch window is very crucial. It's the foundation that sets your game up for success. Since these are the early days for the device catalog, we're interested in hearing how this will positively impact your games. So please share with us any stories regarding the device catalog and how it's contributed to the success of your games and business.
Thanks, John. It's always a pleasure to see how our new features are helping developers achieve their goals. We have presented many things today, so let's have an overview. On my end, we spoke about the new release process, how we introduced the concept of a rollout, how you can do staged rollouts now and only release certain components to a percentage of your users before going to 100%. We have spoken about instant apps. We have spoken about how the interface for instant apps is similar to the one we use for persistent apps, thus easy to use. We have presented the way you can save a release as a draft and continue later, and emphasized on the difference between a release and the rollout, which is a new thing we have added to our process. And we have also given you an overview of how we are working towards giving you more safety in your release process and helping you achieve your goals through better tools.
We have also talked about the Google Play app signing feature that we launched recently. This feature basically takes away the burden of signing your app, and it brings security benefits as well as optimizations to your APK size and many more in the near future.
Last but not least, we also talked about the device catalog. We showed you the rich device spec and how we group devices, how you can efficiently search the catalog, and how you can see the data about the performance of your app on the resulting set. We also talked about new rules allowing you to target devices by performance indicators.
And we also saw how that by using the device catalog and device exclusion rules, both developers and users can benefit in the real world.
We are happy we could be here today, and here you can find some helpful links if you want to look into this further. We are happy to answer your questions, and you can find us at the Speaker's Corner later today. Thank you for your attention.